Hello there, welcome to JoyNews Prime. I'm Noella Kareniali. In top story in this hour, residents along Pokuasi Nsawam stretch protest bad nature of road, demand immediate government intervention to fix highway. Also, Vice Chancellor of the Whole Technical University warns 24-hour economy policy risk failure if private sector participation isn't encouraged. And Nigeria is in a state of mourning as former President Muhammadu Buhari passes on. We have reactions for you right here on JoyNews Prime. Now let's settle for the details now. And residents living along the Pokuasi Nsawam Highway are protesting the bad nature of the stretch, asking for immediate government intervention to fix a major portion of the road. Now, the road, which connects several communities and serves as a key route between Accra, Kumasi and the eastern region, has deteriorated significantly, disrupting daily activities and endangering lives. There's more in this report.
Clad in red and black and wielding placards with inscriptions like "Fix our road now, we deserve better," the demonstrators marched along the Pokuasi Nsawam Road, bringing traffic to a standstill on Saturday.
Road, and why are you deciding to join the...
So bad. It's so bad. It's so bad to the fact that school children are suffering going to school. Sometimes they leave the house as early as 4:30 in the morning.
1:30?
4:30 in the morning.
4:30, why?
4:30, because they wouldn't get cars. Cars are not willing to try the road.
So, and this has been the situation all this while?
Yes, this has been the situation all this while.
And what do you want done?
We want it to be fixed. You know, in April, the Honorable Minister for Roads, Honorable Kwame Abuja, told us that they were moving straight to site. That he said that effective immediately they were coming to work on the road. So we were thinking that something was going to come out of it, but nothing happened.
Nothing has happened.
Yes, and we have to. Some people's wife.
The protesters accused government of neglecting the road despite numerous promises to fix it. They say several complaints have gone unanswered.
Passing for the castle, 20 Ghana. No, it was say as a cow now for one payment for casting bar. Ubu spring at 15 million, 1 hour better. 20 Ghana there, it was say a pass. Only a quite a 20 Ghana beam.
And the shocks in this springs, there be
a say a yana to cow and on to my.
Yeah, baby, I'm 20 Ghana. Yes, from I'm and she told you to me from Accra. Equa circle and my window moon. Until Kwana do a moment share my yes.
I say, only construction and now construction agent.
Construction here, who Obia or Quano Subium, machine beer, ni Quano Subium. I have money,
The Pokuasi Nsawam stretch is a critical transit route for goods and passengers, linking Accra to key towns like Amasaman, Midye, and Nsawam. But deep potholes, eroded shoulders, and poor drainage makes it a nightmare for commuters.
Away from that, Vice Chancellor of the Whole Technical University, Professor Ben Kwashi, says the 24-hour economy policy risk failure if private sector participation isn't encouraged. Now, he believes similar flagship policies stagnate at the planning stages due to the failure of the private sector to embrace and own the policies while adapting to the dynamics of the ever-evolving business community. Professor Hunyega spoke at this inaugural lecture, which makes him the first full professor of the Whole Technical University. There's more in this report.
Professor Ben Honyenuga opened the lecture by sharing his early life experience after his father's demise and the hiccups he had to overcome to advance the academic ladder. Speaking on the theme, Navigating a Model of High-Performance Organizations in Ghana, Reflections on a Chameleon Business Environment, he underscored the volatile nature of Ghana's business environment. He asserted that this had affected the effective implementation of government policies and the attainment of economic growth objectives.
I heard
The president saying that the private sector must take commanding high in the 24-hour economy. MCE is not the one who will make the 24-hour economy work. The ambassador is not, it's the people. So, the reason why Ghanaian organizations fail to become HPU are this. Cosmetic rebrands, misaligned culture and processes. Oh, Ghana Beyond Aid is nice, you put it forward. 24-hour economy is nice, you put it forward. When it comes to performance, zero. That is why we are challenging that. Let something work for Ghana, at least for once.
He therefore urged Ghanaian businesses to adopt his proposed chameleon-inspired framework.
I'm putting forward the model of HPUs and demonstrated clearly that when we combine knowledge management ideals and management innovation with continuous improvement and renewal, workforce quality and long-term orientation, we will generate. Synergy is very important. It just means that 1 + 1 is greater than 2. So 1 + 1 can even become 5. If we combine all of these things, we can enhance the capacity of Ghanaian organizations, whether public or private, to become high-performing entities that will serve as reference point to their peers and support sustainable economic development.
Professor Ben Honyenuga was vested as the first full professor of the whole technical university. He received congratulations and admirations from family, friends, among others, on achieving the milestone. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News. Ho.
Let's move on to some other stories now. And former Defense Minister Dr. Benjamin has reiterated the commitment of the Mahama administration to expand the frontiers of the country's education, especially the tertiary level. Now, Dr. Kumeno, who also chairs the Governing Council of the Simon Diedong Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies, says government will also enhance access to education, improve quality and align tertiary education with national goals, particularly in science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Rafiq Salam reports from WA.
The WA campus of the University for Development Studies, UDS, since it gained autonomous status into a fully fledged university in 2019 and renamed the Simon Diedong Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies, SDDU, has mounted several new courses. One of them was the opening of the School of Law for the attainment of Bachelor of Law degree. The graduation today, therefore, is the maiden edition, where 61 out of 64 students graduated at a special graduation ceremony. 55 of them were males and 6 females. The event also had 74 students, comprising of 63 males and 11 females, who graduated with various degrees, including PhD, MPhil, and MSc degree. Chairman of the Governing Council of the University, Dr. Benjamin Bewa Nyokumbor Esquire, noted a significant contribution expected to be made by the graduates in strengthening governance, ensuring justice, shaping public policy, and solving the complex challenges of the time. Dr. Benjamin Kumbur laid bare the commitment of the NDC Mahama administration in expanding the frontiers of tertiary education in the country.
Let me assure you that the NDC government is determined to expand access, improve quality, and align tertiary education and national goals, particularly in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Vice Chancellor of SDDU, Professor Emmanuel Deribili, then zeroed in on the major challenges of the university, which is infrastructure deficit, and plans to tackle them.
We are grateful to government for starting some Get Fund projects for the university. 5 of these projects, including the library, 2 lecture halls and office complexes, an auditorium, and a hostel project remain uncompleted, more than 10 years since they were started. Hence, innovative ways to financing is inevitable if we are to complete these projects for use within the shortest possible time.
Power Sudan Minister Lawyer Charles Wongo Pozung, in a speech read on his behalf by the Chief Director at the Upper Sudan Coordinating Council, Haji Pona Pati Sakakuri, spoke of the assurance of the Upper RCC to help tackle the challenges of the university.
The School of Law and indeed SDDU-BITS as a whole requires modern lecture halls, adequate accommodation, research support systems, and expanded professional training facilities. I assure you that the Regional Coordinating Council stands ready to collaborate with the university and advocate for the necessary support from central government and our development partners.
Minister for Education Haruna Idrisu was represented at the function by Professor Augustine Okulu.
There are a number of uncompleted structures dotted all over the country, including even the secondary schools. So we believe that the decision to uncap GET Fund was in the right direction to get us the needed funding to be able to complete these uncompleted structures and also to start and complete new ones.
The valedictorian and best graduating student with first class honors went to Sherita Agnes Isakwachi. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
So you heard from Dr. Benjamin Kumbo there. But let's head over to Nigeria now, because the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, has passed away at a clinic in London. Now, his former aide, Bashir Ahmad, announced the passing of the former president on X. And former President Buhari, who served as Nigeria's civilian president from 2015 to 2023, after previously leading the country of a military head of state between 1983 and 1985, was known for his stance on anti-corruption and efforts to stabilize the economy. Now, joining us via Zoom is Saturday editor at This Day newspaper, Obina Chima. And we want to have a conversation, get reactions, how Nigerians are basically reacting to the sad passing of former President Muhammadu Buhari. If you can hear me, sir, how are Nigerians receiving the news of the former president's death? Hello, Obina. Can you kindly unmute? Hi, Obina. Can you hear me?
Can you hear? I can hear you clearly.
I can hear you clearly now. I was asking how Nigerians are receiving the news of former President Buhari's death.
Okay. Good evening, JoyNews, and thank you for this opportunity. Like you said earlier, we learned about the demise of former President Muhammadu Buhari around this evening. According to a statement from his former special advisor, Garba Shehu, he died around 4:30 in a London hospital. And after that, we saw an official statement from President Bola Tinubu, formally announcing the death of the former president. And in that statement, he made us understand that he has been in touch with the family. And as we speak, the country is mourning. Our national flag has been lowered at half staff, and that will be for 7 days. And the president has also detailed his Vice President Kashim Shettima, as well as his chief of staff, to go to London and bring back the corpse of the former President Buhari. As you said earlier, Buhari died. Buhari was Nigeria's president between 2015 and 2023. Previously, that's a democratic president between 2023 to 2015. 2015 to 2023, sorry. Previously, he was the military head of state between 1984 to 1985. So, as expected, opinions are divided. We've seen so many commentaries on social media. We've seen his supporters heaping praises on him. And also, we've seen those that do not agree with him, his policies, having a contrary view to his legacies. So for now, their reactions and opinions are divided.
I mean, we'll talk more about how social media especially is reacting to his death, but let's talk a little bit about his legacy, because it's often tied to his anti-corruption, crusade. In your view, did he make a lasting impact on governance and transparency in Nigeria?
It's a two-way thing. Those who were there when he came as a military president, the argument has been that he had a strong anti-corruption stance. But when he came again in 2015 and down to 2023, there was a contrary view, because most people, including myself, do not think he was firm in his anti-corruption fight. In fact, the opinion today is that most of the challenges Nigeria is facing today were because of some ineffective decisions. He wasn't firm in some areas, including anti-corruption. That's why Nigeria today is where it is today presently.
Okay. Hi, Obina. Thank you so much for that update. But let's do some reaction. Let's look at how social media is reacting to the death or the passing of former President Buhari. Now, on your screens right now is a user named Preferred DK who says, ruled for 8 years, but he couldn't build a befitting hospital for him to be treated here in Nigeria. And we have more reactions coming in. Bad Girl Preach says, oh, such a great president. He shared rice for us, with some, sad emojis there. And also, IMDK says, Omo, this one pay me. And Sir Justine says, at what end? Man is not God. Now it is over. And what remains is not redemption, but the legacy of choices made. Now the burden, the consequences fall not into the grave, but onto the shoulders of those left behind. Let this be a reminder how we live echoes long after we're gone. Still some more reactions. This is going to be our last reaction. It says, oh my God, he was a great man and a father to us. We take a break here. We are back with more. Stay with us. You're welcome back and thanks for staying with us. This is JoyNews Prime, and Director of Global Quality Assurance Association, Dr. Violet Makuku, has noted that tertiary institutions stand to benefit from the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, that's AFTA, and if they foster quality across all operations. Now, this, she says, will not only boost institutional and economic efficiency, but also contribute significantly to Ghana's socio-economic development. Now, she was speaking at the Central Regional leg of the Quality Assurance and Tertiary Education Training.
Quality Assurance Association is a non-profit organization committed to solving quality-related matters and help organizations attain high levels of efficiency to create a world where the quality culture thrives. The association engaged some 40 education stakeholders at the Commander College of Education to boost capacity building in tertiary institutions. Dr. Violet Makuku, the director of the Global Quality Assurance Association, shares that the association is on a mission to highlight tertiary institutions that are far from urban areas, emphasizing the significance of building the quality culture.
Commander is one of the colleges which is located outside the main cities and is also a college of education. As the Global Quality Assurance Association, we have thought about illuminating those institutions which are far away from urban areas because it does matter. We aim to illuminate colleges of education because it also matters for them to be known, for them to be on the map, and for them to be recognized with the work that they do in the academic institutions. But at the core of this capacity building is quality assurance. What is it? Why do we need it? How do we do it? With what benefits? So this is why we are here. but overall it's about building the quality culture. And when you build the quality culture, you need to start from somewhere. So the Global Quality Assurance Association is eager to work with the rest of Ghana the way we work with the rest of the continent, so that we can also contribute to the socio-economic development of Ghana and also of the continent at large. Africa has got the potential. Africa is capable, and we are the people responsible for making Africa great.
Some education stakeholders, Gifty Emma Jimabwaje and Alhaji Waziri Ibrahim, shared some comments about the engagement.
Very inciting. Looking at what we have learned this morning, the morning session has been very, very good. Looking at the mindset, if you want to be a successful person, how you have to set your mind ready and open for a change. When you do that, I believe that globally you will fit into the society.
My takeaway is that we don't have to, like she said, assume that things cannot be done, assume that we cannot do this, we cannot do that. Once you feel that this is good, that you have to do, go ahead and do it to change the way we are, what we do for now.
The two-day quality assurance in tertiary education, the Central Region Zone Ghana, is being hosted by the Commander College of Education. From Commander, Abigail Lissel Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Now, as the threat of illegal mining continues to undermine environmental sustainability and economic progress, calls for more decisive action are growing louder. Now, stakeholders are now shifting focus towards innovation, urging the youth to take the lead in finding smarter solutions. At the heart of this push is the use of artificial intelligence, AI, which is being positioned as the game-changing tool in detecting and curbing illegal mining activities. Maxwell Akloboto has more on this report.
For a stronger fight against illegal mining intensifies, experts are urging the youth to embrace innovative solutions by leveraging artificial intelligence to tackle and combat the activity. Speaking at the Enhancing Youth Leadership at the Intersection of Globalization and AI Revolution Conference, Commissioner of Police Vance Garba highlighted the critical role AI can play in the fight against illegal mining.
These youth can use AI as a tool to be able to fight illegal mining. So I challenge them that all the data about illegal mining that they are getting, they can put it and do analytics with it and predict the conditions that under which some of these activities are undertaken. So it's a tool that they can actually utilize to be able to help law enforcement agencies to deal with illegal galamsey activity. Because sometimes the terrain is said that you cannot get the law enforcement agencies entering into the forest. Some are river bodies. So it's very difficult. But once you have the AI tool, you can deploy it and that will give you all the information.
Professor Kojo Safo of the Goodman School of Business at Brook University in Canada stressed the need for strong policy support. He urges that without deliberate backing from policymakers,
is taking every country by storm, and the rapid rate of change is frightening. And if we don't give them the tools they need and the help they need to be able to come up with some solutions that would be so unique to Ghana, that would be about the state of affairs. So they need the policy framework to be, they need the resources in terms of power. AI requires lots of power, computing power. So government has to find a way, around it if they are serious to help these young people.
Joseph Ofori Dankwa, Aviranda Wicks endorsed professor of international business at Saginaw Valley State University, also emphasized that the potential of AI goes beyond mining, with the capacity to transform various sectors of the country's economy.
We think that the AI gives Ghana an opportunity to leapfrog or to catch up with what's going on in different areas of the world. AI could have major implications in different sections sectors of the Ghanaian economy, such as the health or education or agric.
Hopes remain high that with the massive use of AI and real support for the youth, Ghana can finally outsmart the destructive grip of illegal mining, but with bold policy action. For Joy News, Maxwell Akrobotu's report read to you.
And that's all time will allow us here on the Joy News Prime. You should log on to myjoyonline.com for more of our local and international stories. I'm Noella Carinielli. Have a pleasant evening.